Welcome back. We're on a project here. I want to replace this shower unit. The walls are loose on it and they've had some leaking downstairs, the homeowners. They want me to remove this shower and put one in similar with a little better door. This has got a Delta faucet. Shows some age here. I recommended we replace it. We put new walls on. We don't want to reuse fixtures that's got lime deposits on them. A lot of these are hard to get the screws out. That's what we're going to find out today, if we can get the handle apart and so on. I have a little bit of time. I want to remove the shower door. I want to remove that and that if we can. I should have brought some WD-40. There's a water access panel here. I think it's copper plumbing. I got to take this apart. I want to put in probably some shark bite style, or I'm not sure exactly. Because there's a water access, I'm not too concerned about shark bites. If they're hidden in the wall, I'd want to sweat in new fittings, but we'll see what happens. Hi, Kitty. I brought a couple tools in. I want to protect the floor. The floors are recently new. Homeowners want me to fix a couple boards that have coming apart here, which we can do. And this shower, the base is, of course, behind the drywall. You can see the damage down here. And so we got to take the corner off. We got to take some drywall off. We got the walls that are glued. They thought it might have been on cement board, but it's probably green board, water resistant drywall, probably glued to that. They thought it might have been green by the previous contractor. They ran packing tape down these seams because it was leaking and peeling. And so we're going to put in a back wall, two end walls, and a base, a new shower drain, and then a new faucet, whatever we need to do for plumbing. And we got to check that drain because they said there's a leak downstairs and they weren't sure what. They think it plugged up and they plunged it and then it leaked downstairs. So it's possible it's got a hand tightened fitting under there and it burst at that. I won't know till I look at it. I know it does reduce down small right away, and in showers you're supposed to have a 2-inch drain. So we're going to find out what that is. But let's see if we can get this apart without making a big mess. Most of these shower doors are assembled with Phillips screws on the tracks. The only thing I didn't ask them is how old this is, but this style of faucet appears to be 1993 and newer, and the style of this, even these doors. So it's probably an anti-scald valve. We're going to be putting in one also. Here's Phillips screws there. I need to know how this attaches. A lot of times it's got a lot of silicone on it, and I want to cut down the silicone and try to get these off in pieces that aren't all busted mess and keep our floor as clean as possible. I'll put it on time lapse. Okay, I got all the door off except the bottom track. I'm not going to worry about that yet because it butts the corners, the sidewall. I want to remove these sidewalls, and they're glued on, but I might as well take the faucet assembly apart first if I can. The shower head isn't really in the way, so I don't have to worry about that. But what I'd like to do when I install a shower is obviously check square plumb level and find out what kind of support there is in the bottom. Listen to this. Now there's a lot of movement in the bottom of this shower, and a lot of these aren't Vicryl, which is plastic webbing feet at the bottom. A lot of them are styrofoam. This might be styrofoam, and then you get a person in there pressing it down and out, in and out. And that styrofoam compresses, and then there's a 1/4 inch gap under that over a period of years, and then the floor will crack. So what I want to do when I get this out is I want to inspect it real good to make sure there's not a crack in it, because I want to tell them where I feel the leak was from. And they've got a kitchen downstairs, and it's a knotty pine ceiling, and so it's not anything I can get to and get access to. But let's start off by taking, see if we can get this loose right here. I think that's an Allen, about an 1/8 inch, 3/16, and unscrew the shower head. Then we got to cut the tape. We're going to try to peel, probably cut the caulk along this edge, try to peel these off without busting this all up in a mess here. I want to keep the floor as clean as possible, keep the job clean, because once we get out in the hall here, it's carpeted, and so I don't want to make a mess. So the cleaner we keep the job, the better we got here. Get this all out in full pieces. I ordered a new shower. It's going to be ready tomorrow. I'm going to go pick it up, probably get the trailer, one of them for that, and get these old parts out of here on the same day. Okay, I got the handle off, the 2 bolts off, the center escutcheon, the outside escutcheon plate. Our plumbing is loose, it's turned off. The water is live right now. Most people would turn them off. I want to cut along the tape because I got packing tape on the seams. And then I want to start somewhere with a knife and try to peel this back. I don't know what kind of adhesive. It should be a shower surround adhesive. If they used, construction adhesive or Gorilla Glue, something like that, then they're going to break. But if I can get them loose, that would be great. Get these all off in one piece. These pieces are really thin and flexible, so these may crack. So I'm going to get a utility knife and a putty knife and try to cut that away and get it started. I've got a little tote of miscellaneous tools in there. And just thinking of the things that I might need. The shower head had a little bit of water in it, so now I'm going to get my feet wet. And I want to keep this floor clean. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put my drop cloth out right now to absorb any kind of footprints. This luxury vinyl floor planking is pretty, what's the word? It's pretty hard of a surface to damage by anything. And so I'm not too concerned with that. If it was a linoleum, I'd be concerned. Let's see which way this is overlapped. All right, this one, the back corner has to come off before the side. Let's see, it looks like they put caulk. Just as soon as you cut the tape, it's pulling away. So that tells me that the adhesive failed. So it is a chance, see it right here, it's a chance that the leak went in there and fell down behind it here on the shower head end. And like I said, I want to see if I can tell them where I think it failed. These are a little less money than the one we're installing. I think you're about $1,200 for a shower now. We're putting in a same number of pieces. We got a base. I shouldn't say that. We have less number of pieces. We have a base, a back wall, and 2 end walls. This has a base, 2 end walls, and 3 back walls. And it's adjustable, so you can do like a 58 through 60 or whatever. This back wall's longer, and then these just sit over it. So I got to cut through this packing tape. I never seen anybody use packing tape, but it doesn't look too bad on there, being clear. And we need to, it's got caulk or something at the top. Got to make sure it's free up here too. We're probably going to be replacing the drywall. You never know when you get things apart, what's going on. We're going to try to get it out without smashing it all up. And it looks like they use surround adhesive, which is a tan color. Leica construction adhesive. Some of them I think will burn through plastic, so you gotta be careful what adhesive you use. Try to get this out in one piece. That adhesive is pretty hard. Alright, there's one. A lot of times you get these apart, you don't smash it all up. You can donate it to someone in need who has less fortunate that would love to have a shower. Say theirs is cracked or something. So I'm going to label this as I go, and I'll put right, which probably would only go there anyway. A couple of parts over here. And we might be able to flip it upside down, make a mistake on it, but so see, we got a little black mold going on down there, and it had gotten wet when you see the mold. So we're gonna move just up to this wall a little bit now. I don't know if you can see it. Sort of. We're gonna take our knife and cut along this. I think my mom has this same style shower, and she doesn't care for these walls, and I didn't put them in, but they used a lot of adhesive, and down here it looks like they skipped. But usually they fail when you don't use enough adhesive. It doesn't look the case here. And they left the drywall up a little bit high, which is good because look at that. Then we I'll just label this the right, obvious. I guess if you want to use it on a used shower somewhere, you can put the faucet where the hole lines up. And then parts over here nice and neat. And they use green board. This is drywall. Green coating is water resistant. I think today they use purple. See, the adhesive started pulling off the wall. Tears the paper away. So there's a little mold there. I did bring in a couple garbage bags. The new shower is larger than this, so we have to take all these walls off. I think the inside dimension here is around 59. You gotta remember. The finished size is 58 3/4. I don't know how square that is. 58, 59. And then solid to here is 59. Solid to here is almost 59. So it's not too far out of square, flat or straight. We gotta cut this other side now, but we got 2 spots of mold down there, and they do call that black mold when it's black. And there's a spot there and there, so 3 spots so far, and it doesn't look like it leaked here, and it didn't leak up here. So we're gonna move over to this wall. All right, we're gonna peel this off now. I cut the tape. See how much is holding this side on. Feels a little bit better than the other side. On the water end, it wasn't on this good. I saw that come off. There we go there. See, there's no mold on this side. A little bit of junk at the bottom, but not really mold. And let's see. What I'm going to do is I'll put the last one, yeah. Last one's got a little junk down there, but not bad. But let's see how this one comes off. Pretty easy. A little bit of mold in the corner there. The homeowner was worried about mold having a leak, you know. Put all these parts aside here. Hopefully they won't fall over. The stairwell's a little tight to get everything down through there, so I might get Dawson out here and give me a hand. Our walls are tipping here. Tomorrow to bring the new material in and get the old out. I don't know if you can see this, but there's a bunch there. And I'll show you. There's some on the back of this. So this will be the left. Pen's not right. Sometimes if you label them, it makes sense. If you give them away, you know what they do. And I don't know. Maybe nobody will want to go to the dump transfer station. Okay, so now what we got, get you in here a little better. We got green board all the way around. Okay, so I like that. That's how I used to do it. Now they put the screws in the studs. You can see the studs. What I like to do is measure that. Make sure it's 16 on center in this case. It probably is. It is. So that's saying that probably, because the house is 1900s, I'll measure from here to here. It's 31.5 inches to the depth. And over here it's 38. So they studded a wall inside the wall. And they did it at 16-inch on center and probably put more insulation. This could be a plank house with a post and beam kind of setup. I don't know. I got to wander around and look. The faucet, we're going to leave it turned off. Nobody should be in here. You can't grab the handle and turn it on. If I leave the spout sticking out like that, if it does drip, it's going to drip into the base. I'll probably open up the end wall here to see if there's shutoff valves. He said there was, so I'm hoping there is, and I'll turn them off. In the meantime, we got mold in that corner. And on the back, and then got quite a lot on this side. And the base, like I said, they have like a 1-inch lip. Let me get a flashlight here. And here's the 1-inch lip. Okay, what I don't like, I don't know if you can see that, this drywall is at 1 inch. Now, when I do it, I run the drywall over the face of it. Now, this is probably 1/2 inch drywall. And I've got 3/8 of an inch. So I think it's sitting on top of that flange. And so the problem with that is it's definitely sitting on top of the flange. That's not how you do it, that I say you do it. All right, here is a putty knife blade, and right here is the top of the flange. Watch this. Okay. The problem with that is if this wall fails, water runs down, it's going to have that effect where it goes to the end of the drywall. Instead of dripping off, some of it's going to go backwards, and it's going to go backwards and drip behind the shower. So what I do is I run the drywall. If I run it all the way to the bottom, you got to be real good at caulking. But if you leave it up a 1/4 inch, at least water can't go down, over, up, and then down in. So I think their fault here is that. And I see a little rot in here. It looks it. So we're going to have to gut the walls, obviously, to get this out. And what I was going to say earlier is I mount these with either a roofing nail or a clip to the stud. I don't see any clips, which the clip would slide down over this lip, have a hole in it, and you screw it to a stud. It holds it against the stud, holds it down. The second way is I mark the floor and I put a bed of mortar in there, 1 or 2 inches, whatever, and I set the unit in and I walk on it, mush it down, and then that'll sit overnight, and then you can set your walls on, and that glues the base to the floor, and then it can't settle any farther. Probably in this case we'll have to do that. Now that I got the light, this appears to be a glued fitting, and it went right to 1.5 inch, and that tells me that it probably was a bathtub in here. A shower needs to be a 2 inch by code. But to get this out is we gotta take this baseboard off, and then the lip is sitting back that far, so we gotta have a path to get this out, lift it up, go under it somehow. So we'll have to take this drywall off, and what I'll do is I'll keep it short, meaning I go to the ceiling, measure down, and I'll cut the sidewall short just in case our new unit, when we get it, that this will work with our new unit. You know, I doubt it, but we'll see. And then I don't have to tape these corners. If you look up at this, you can see it. They did a pretty nice job. It's square in that cove, and there's no mold in there. And so if I, instead of cut right on that line, if I cut down 2 inches from the line first and get rid of some of that drywall, we can see what's in the wall, we can see what the insulation is, find out if there's any rot, and see if this mold goes any farther. And probably not, but we'll see. But I found that instead of coming in here with hammers like everybody does on YouTube and TV there, these home shows, you start smashing and smashing things and gutting it. They had a leak, and I want to find out why. And this wiggles. There's a lot of play in the bottom. And you saw me when I stepped on it. It makes noise. And so you don't want a 200-pound person walking in there. Definitely don't want to take your girlfriend in with you, because you might crack the base and have a big leak. So I don't know if we'll call it quits for today, only because I'm running out of time. Dawson's got a bowling game tonight. It's a very important one. It's going against the best team in the league, MAC League. So I got to take them refreshments tonight. It's my duty. So I'll clean up my mess. I'll send some pics to the homeowner, and we'll see what's going on here. And I think the only other thing I'd like to do is maybe open up the water access today so I can shut this water off. Good idea. Right, here at the end of the tub is a water access, and I took out a couple Phillips, 3 Phillips screws, probably another one right there. Maybe not. I don't know what all this goop is, but I'd like to make a better looking panel. Here's the oscillator, and it'll cut this panel so I get it out without chipping, making a big mess. Not a big deal, because I'll probably be painting in here anyway. I gotta go, I don't know, it looks like 2 sections here. I gotta go around free it up in case they don't want me to paint it. We don't want the same color. And this is looks like a semi-gloss, and I don't know if it's a grayish mauve. I don't know exactly the color. It looks modern. See if we can get this out of here without busting it. And if we can use the same one, fine. If not, I'll just cut a new one or use maybe 1/2 inch or 3/8 plywood and then make a frame for it so it's a little more accessible. See how this wants to break? Use a drywall. So this is 2 pieces. And then, okay, so we have sweated fittings, which in this case is a problem because I can't readily get them apart. How much of this can you see? You can see this, right? I like the union. I like the tape. I like to clean the joints better than that. You can see the green on it. Once you use your flux, it'd be nice. Let's shut off the cold, shut off the hot. The ball valves with the drains, that's great. So I can drain and get all the pressure off from it. I probably can reuse this on a new faucet. I probably could reuse a lot of this by using a shark fitting. These are compression, so I could either put a new line from here down or just reuse this portion, reuse the valves. And then they are a modern stud. The bottom portion is not, so I think I had a bathtub here just by glancing. Let's see if we can get this bottom piece out without busting it. See, like I said, I could come in here with hammer and pry bar, shut the water off first, and just pound everything to smithereens and toss it out of here. But you don't learn anything and usually make more of a mess. Like this. There's a screw there. And I don't know, the homeowner might say we want to reuse this stuff. We really want to paint because they want me to fix this water leak and they wanted to upgrade the shower. So let's see what's going on. See the opening to the floor? We can do better than that. Now what I don't like, right away, terrible, terrible. I see why it probably leaked. All right, so let's get you down there, you can see it. We got, apparently this used to have a bathtub, but we've got that trap assembly that doesn't pass code anymore. That has to come out. A lot of times they overfilled and plugged because the fitting comes across, if you can see it there, at a 90 degree, and then it's got to come up about 4 inches, make another 90 degree and come back this way. So we're going to try to do a more modern PVC trap assembly. I see a towel down in there to catch water. And then let's see what we got here. We got a Fernco. That's probably where it leaked when they put it under pressure. And then I've seen the gaskets on the top of this vent here go bad. The flooring looks quite thick. I don't know, many layers of stuff here. And it looks like part of our squeak, the top of this trap is touching. It's touching the shower. That could be part of a squeak. I don't have another person here to stand on to tell me where the squeak's coming from. But it doesn't look like a lot of support under here, and the hole's way too big for what we need. You know, sometimes 8 inches wide, sometimes 12, but it's almost 15, 16 inches wide. A lot of debris down in there. I don't know, like stuff they didn't vacuum out on the remodel. But our water's off, and like I said, a lot of this is reusable. And it's hard to get that faucet off in there. Let's see, untwist all that. I could take that apart, unhook this. I might be able to reuse those lines. The new valve might not be the same exact distance. They picked one. But we got all of our parts out of here so we can see the damage. We can see the floor. We can see the base. We can see why the drain assembly leaked, probably. And then now that the walls failed and water had leaked behind there and created moisture, mold starting, I can see that the drywall is up too high. It's up the 1 inch higher than it should be. Should be down about 3/4 so it can't leak if water got behind the wall panel. So I'm going to call it quits for today. This might even be part 1. I don't know. We might end up doing the base in part 1, get all the debris out of here, get everything gutted and get that finished up. But we'll see how the plan goes. Thanks for watching. We'll see you on the next one.